You walk into a room and your dog loses its mind with excitement. Your cat glances at you, yawns, and goes back to sleep. And somewhere in the ocean, a dolphin is watching a boat pass by and probably having thoughts. Real ones. The question nobody actually asks is, what are they thinking? Not about food, not about survival, about you. Here's the comfortable story humans tell themselves. Animals see us as providers. The dog loves you because you feed it. The cat tolerates you because you're warm. Wild animals fear you because you're dangerous. Simple, clean. Makes us feel like we're at the top of some obvious hierarchy. But science has been quietly pulling that story apart for decades. Because animals don't just react to humans. They study us. They form opinions. They remember. And in some cases, they make decisions about us that look uncomfortably close to judgment. In 2011, researchers at the University of Vienna ran a study on dogs. They found that dogs can tell when a human is being unfair. When one dog got a reward for doing a trick and the other didn't, the unrewarded dog stopped cooperating. It didn't get aggressive. It didn't beg. It just opted out. That's not instinct. That's a response to perceived injustice. Your dog has a sense of fair play, and it will quietly hold it against you. Crows are where things get genuinely unsettling. John Marsluff, a wildlife biologist at the University of Washington, ran an experiment where researchers wore specific masks while trapping and tagging crows. Harmless procedure, but the crows hated it. What happened next is the part that should make you slightly nervous. Those crows remembered the masks, specifically, for years. They would dive bomb, scold, and mob anyone wearing those particular faces, even if they had never personally been trapped. They taught other crows. Crows who weren't even alive during the original trapping learned to hate that face. Crows hold grudges across generations. They have a cultural memory of humans who wronged them, and they pass it down like a warning. Meanwhile, on the other side of that coin, there are elephants. Elephants in Kenya have been studied responding differently to different groups of humans. They stayed calm around one ethnic group and became immediately tense and defensive around another, specifically one that had historically hunted them. Same species, different history, different response. Elephants aren't just afraid of humans in general. They have formed specific opinions about specific kinds of humans based on collective memory and experience. That is not an animal reacting. That is an animal categorizing. Here's a strange thought. When your dog looks at you, it's not really processing you the way another dog would. Dogs have co-evolved with humans for roughly 15,000 years. In that time, they developed something almost no other animal has, the ability to read human facial expressions. Dogs follow human pointing gestures. Wolves, even raised by humans, largely don't. Dogs look at human faces to read emotion. They've essentially built a social interface specifically for us. But here's the dark irony. Dogs didn't evolve this because they loved us. They evolved it because reading humans was a survival advantage. The dogs who understood humans better got more food, more shelter, more protection. Your dog's emotional intelligence toward you is partly the result of thousands of years of dogs figuring out how to work the system, which makes you wonder who's really been training whom. Octopuses, on the other hand, have no evolutionary reason to care about humans at all. And yet, staff at the Seattle Aquarium reported that one octopus had a clear preference for a specific worker and would consistently squirt water at a particular volunteer it seemed to dislike. No training, no reward system, just a mollusk with opinions about people. The uncomfortable truth underneath all of this is that humans have spent centuries assuming animals experience us the way we experience furniture. Useful, sometimes annoying, mostly background. But the research keeps suggesting something different. Animals that live around humans develop mental models of us. They track our behavior. They predict our moods. They remember our actions. In other words, you exist in the mind of more animals than you realize. Not as a god, not as a monster, just as a character. Someone they've noticed, assessed, and filed away. The crow outside your window may have already decided what kind of person you are. The elephant that sees your silhouette on the horizon is already running a threat assessment. The dog on your couch is reading your face right now, looking for information. We spend so much time wondering what animals are thinking, but maybe the real question is, what have they already concluded? Because while you've been assuming you're the observer, something out there has been watching back, taking notes, passing the information on. You just never thought to ask what the verdict was.